Hey there, my name's Drew Brashler, and in this video, I want to talk about how headsets that you're putting on your presenters could make or break your sound that you're trying to get out of your presenter. So in this video, I'm going to be diving into why this headset sounds bad and what a better headset that you could be using for your presenter or pastor. Now, if you're brand new to my channel, I'm all about helping you feel more confident with your production gear no matter where you're starting from. So let's go ahead and dive in. So as we can tell, this microphone sounds really bad. This is just a no-brand microphone that I've seen a lot of people grab. And I'm actually talking through the black one right now. So that's the one that's connected in. And I have bypassed all of my EQ for this entire video. So all of this video, I have bypassed my normal EQ settings and compression settings for my voice mic for all of my videos. And so this is going straight from my SLXD into my wing. And then it is being completely flat here and then going into Reaper for recording. And the only thing that's being added is a limiter so that we can get up to a YouTube volume so you guys can hear this nice and well. But this microphone clearly sounds really bad. And it is an omnidirectional microphone. And my favorite thing to do is just grab a noise generator like this. And I'm going to set this right here so that throughout this entire video, when I'm testing, it will stay right here. So we can hear the difference between these multiple headsets that I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and press play. And we can hear that there is this nice noise in the background. Now, this is an omnidirectional microphone, so it's going to be picking up everything around. And so I'm wanting to test out a couple different microphones and show you my favorite microphone that I am always placing on my talent, presenters, or pastors. Now, I'm going to swap out this microphone real fast to my other headset that I have been using for the last several years. I've been using it for probably about 5 years now in all of my videos. And so let's go ahead and swap out to that now. So we have swapped over to the microphone that I have been using for years. Every video for the past however many years that you've watched, I've been speaking through the Thor Hammer headset. It was a headset that I got a really long time ago, and it has been a wonderful headset for me. Now, let's go ahead and do this noise test again, because this is an omnidirectional microphone, but clearly this sounds so much better than the black microphone, and the placement of these is about the same spot. So here, let's go ahead and press some noise. Now we can hear this noise. It is an omnidirectional microphone, so it's going to be picking up not only my voice, but it's also going to be picking up noise around me. And so we can hear that there is a very large tonality difference between the black headset and my Thor Hammer headset. And so as we're listening, obviously this one sounds significantly better. Now, what if we wanted to have a headset that was directional to maybe block out some of the noise from the AC or this pink noise generator that I have or the sounds of the room? You know, we can have a directional headset. And DPA makes some fantastic directional headsets. And so this happens to be the DPA 4188, and this is one of my favorite microphones to place on a presenter because it is a full headset, so you can always nail the placement. Additionally, it's a directional microphone, and it just sounds phenomenal. So not only are you going to be reducing some of the background noise, but you are also going to have a very clean sound coming from your presenter that you are putting this microphone on. So I have teamed up with Sweetwater and DPA for getting this video about the 4188 to you. So I do want to thank them for sending this to me. Now, if you want to hear more about Sweetwater, you can head over to sweetwater.com, or with this DPA, you can go down in the links below and you can see the link directly for this DPA microphone. Now, I do have a small unboxing video that we're going to head to now so you can see everything that's included in this DPA headset. All right, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. We have the box from Sweetwater, which the favorite thing about Sweetwater is that it always includes candy, which is awesome. So if you have some kids or some people in your staff that love candy. I personally love Smarties. Those are awesome. Then they also include a little flyer telling you about the different things about Sweetwater, which is great. So if you haven't researched about Sweetwater, you should. It's one of my favorite spots to buy gear from. So, okay, but here we have the DPA box and the DPA headset. So this is the DPA 4188 core directional headset in a medium length in beige. And so when you open up this box, it comes in a very nice case. And I'm just tossing things to the side because why not? And this is the classic DPA case, which is great. So it does show you on the back what it is. So we can see that this is a 4188 and in the core directional headset, medium and beige. But the zipper is really nice, and you open it up, and inside you have a mirror, which is fantastic because you can go ahead and put this headset on yourself, view yourself in the mirror, make sure that it's in the right spot, and then continue on from there. So in this case, we also have a couple things up in the top. So you have a couple extra windscreens, which is great. Now, I do suggest that we use the foams because we want to place this microphone up closer towards the mouth than we would with an omnidirectional headset. And the benefit of doing that is we get nice and close and warm sound on the voice. However, plosives will come through a little bit more the closer you are to the mouth. So by putting a windscreen, it helps reduce some of those plosives that can happen. The next thing that we have in here is a couple of identifiers. So we can go ahead and clip on these to identify what headset this is if you have multiple headsets. And so these little clips go right behind where the ear connection is right here. So we can go ahead and place that right there. We can just choose our color and put it on as an identifier of what headset this is. The other things that we have up here is just a little quick start guide of how we have our microphone and how we can put this on our head and how to adjust it. But let's actually go ahead and open up the actual microphone here. So the nice thing is about this case is it does include this portion where we can actually mount the headset to. But I'm going to go ahead and just pull this off. And then we open up and we have our cable. So I'm going to go ahead and undo this cable so we can get it nice and straight here. Now this is a micro dot cable. So that means that the connection on the end of this cable is microdot. So if I go ahead and unscrew my converter, we will see that we have this little tiny tip here. And so this is a microdot connector. And so you do have to have some sort of connection to be able to go into your pack. Now, the benefit of having different adapters is I can quickly go between a Sennheiser pack and a Shure pack. So in my studio here, I have an older Sennheiser style, which is the TRS connection that screws on, which is 1/8 inch. But then when I'm out on the road, I often am using a Shure style body pack, which is a TA4F connections. Now that's the benefit of a microdot is I can quickly switch between those adapters for my different systems. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this back on here. Now the one thing about microdot is if this is loose, you will get a little bit of popping every now and then, or audio cutout. So you want to make sure that this connection is nice and tight. Don't over tighten it, obviously, but don't leave it loose. So now we have our headset. Now, the great thing is on the back of the headset is a great strain relief, and it's put right in the middle so that when you put this on your talent or your pastor, that the cable will just come right down to the back of the shirt. Now, the other thing that I love about DPA headsets is it includes a clip, and this clip you would want to clip to the back of either the shirt or the coat that your talent or pastor is wearing, because then that gives a little bit of a strain relief for the cable once the cable passes down all the way to the bottom of the shirt and then into the pack. Now, my favorite thing about this headset is that it is one of the most comfortable headsets that you can find. This is a nice and flexible yet sturdy connection that we would have mounted to the ear, and we can expand this to fit a various amount of different head sizes. So you can just pull these apart to be able to widen it to fit on a different sized head. The other portion about this is that this boom can move forward or backwards depending on how close we need to get this microphone in towards their mouth. Now this is the medium length, which I do really like the medium length for miking up a bunch of different people. You can mic up smaller heads or larger heads with this. And I find that the medium length is going to be the ideal length for miking up your talent. Now, if you do happen to have a pastor or a talent that has a larger head, you might want to consider using the longer boom. But the medium boom is going to be the ideal length for miking up most of the talent and pastors that are out there. Now, if you do widen this out, you will want to move the cable and expand it out just a little bit. And so what we can do is we can just slide this cable through the strain relief and expand it a little bit. So if we needed to push this farther forward, we can do that. And then we can vary the length of this cable going around the back of the head just by pushing it through or pulling it out. And then it's also very easy to move our strain relief up and down the cable for making sure that we have a nice service loop, as I call it, for the back between the head and the shirt. So that gives it space for your presenter or talent or pastor to be able to turn their head left and right. So here we have the DPA 4188 headset. Now, right off the bat, I can hear a huge tonality difference between the original headset that was black, the no-name one that I was using, and the Thor hammer headset. There is a little bit more of the upper mid-range in the 1 to 3K range, which is important for understanding what people are saying. So this is by far my favorite headset to place on people. Now, there's a couple other reasons other than just the sound of this headset. The other thing about this is the headset itself is very comfortable. Now, the ear loops on this headset are not only comfortable, but they make it so that the placement of the microphone is going to be in the ideal spot no matter which way your presenter turns their head, which is going to be very important. Now, the other great thing about these headsets is it comes with a clip. So if I went ahead and routed this microphone the correct way, of down the back of my coat here, and then brought this out, and then what I can do is I can actually clip this. And so now when I turn my head, there's a little bit of a service loop here. Now, the benefit of that is that if you go ahead and tuck this in a pocket or on the back of the waistband, that sort of thing, that the cable itself is not going to start tugging the headset, because on some headsets, if you start tugging this cable, it's going to actually move the placement of the microphone, which is not ideal. Now, one of my favorite things about this headset is that it is directional. Now, the directionality of this headset is good. Now, if we get this placement in closer, we can actually get more low end out of the voice. And if we get this headset out farther, we're going to be losing some of that low end. So it is a directional headset, which means that we do get proximity effect with this type of headset. So if you're wanting to get a little bit more low end out of your presenter, you can mic this a little bit closer. Just know, the closer that you get, the greater chance of plosives that you'll get. So if we get this really close, pop, pop, some of those pops are going to sound very large in the room, especially if you have some subwoofers. Now, the other great thing about this being a directional headset is that I can turn my noise back on and it will still be there. We will still have this noise. However, it's going to be much reduced in comparison to the other headsets. So here is a clip with this noise on with the 3 different headsets. Hey there, my name's Drew Brashler, and this is the No Name headset. Hey there, my name's Drew Brashler, and this is the Thor hammer headset. Hey there, my name's Drew Brashler, and this is the DPA 4188 with the noise. So as we can see, we can still hear this noise happening in the background. However, it is much reduced in comparison to the rest of the headsets. Now, this is what's great about the directionality of this headset. So if you happen to have a pastor that's on a headset microphone and you're struggling with feedback, which is everyone, Then the directional headset is going to give you some additional gain before feedback. Now that means that I can turn this up higher in the house or in my PA without it feeding back as quickly as an omnidirectional headset. So if you do happen to have some feedback problems with your pastor, swapping to a directional headset like the DPA 4188 is going to be key for getting more gain and more volume in your room without the feedback. And then the other benefit of this headset is it just sounds amazing. Now I hope this video was helpful for you today. Now a reminder, I EQ'd everything flat. There's no EQ on any of these microphones for this video. If you want to find out more about the DPA 4188, down in the description below is a link to Sweetwater for getting this microphone. Now, if you do happen to have any questions, or there's a video that you're hoping that I would make on a piece of gear or any of the production equipment that's out there, please post that in the comment section down below, as I'm always reading through those comments to find videos that are going to be helpful for you. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my website at drewbrashler.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.